What's up everyone, this is Nate Dogg, and yes, you can in fact land the jet. I'm not really sure if you were curious about that or not, but you can land it, and it's actually not very hard at all. You just get to a slow enough speed, close enough to the ground, the gear deploys. Just make sure your back gear hits the ground first, because that nose gear isn't the most sturdy landing gear on the airplane. Definitely want to go with the main gear. And I need to preface this commentary by saying, I know in my last commentary I mentioned doing a jet guide, and I'm not really making a declaration one way or the other whether or not I'm going to do one at this point. It is on my mind, but this is not the jet guide that I previously mentioned. This is simply a commentary gameplay that I really felt was worth bringing you, and I do get MVP on my team using nothing but the jet. My score isn't particularly amazing, but I do feel like I do fulfill the role of what the jet is supposed to do, at least in the rush game type, and that is, first of all, control the airspace above the objective, above the whole map. This particular map, the enemy gets one jet, we get one jet, and they get one helicopter. And right here, you see me taking some hits from this guy, and I'm doing the little trick, and I don't even know if it's cool enough to be called a trick, where you hit the gas to speed up, and then you hit the air brake to make you take a sharp turn. And if you're against someone that isn't really aware of that, you pretty much are always going to end up on their tail. And right here, I almost lose this guy, but because I've damaged him to a smoke trail, I realize where he's going. And yes, you should always be using the external view if you don't have anything to shoot at that particular time. Use the external view to position yourself to take the shots you need to be taking, and then align yourself and give them hell. Now, inevitably, doing a jet commentary in this game being fairly new, and the metagame for the jets not really being determined yet, inevitably I'm going to end up giving some advice, even though this is not necessarily a guide to how to use the jets. Here I find this guy after I lost him. Man, it's kind of embarrassing when you lose an enemy fighter and then he turns up somewhere else. You should never ever let another jet go. And here I get on his tail, he doesn't know where I am, and he is toast. Use this toast, dog. Upon release of this game, the jets kind of are considered to be underpowered by most, I believe. I am not going to jump on that bandwagon at this point. In fact, I don't personally believe that's true at all. I believe we don't really understand, maybe at this point, the strength of them, or at least a lot of people don't. And to level up your jet, if you're not very experienced with it, you're going to want to do absolutely everything to damage enemy vehicles. Even if you're getting assist points, even if you're getting... Like here I'm the squad leader, so I have the benefit of getting points from defend orders that I issue. And if nothing else, fly over the enemy spawn, look into their spawn, and press the spot button. If you're on Xbox, it's the back button. If you're on PS3, I believe it's select. And here I try to get this guy taking off, but I don't quite get him. But I will get him once he's airborne, don't you worry about it. The specs I'm running in this game are actually two of the first ones you unlock and then a later unlock. It is Stealth and Spec 1, which is the third unlock you get. I really cannot see the point of taking this off because it plus flares, which is the first thing you unlock, just about makes you immune to lock-on missiles. That includes the Stinger, the SA-18 that the Russian engineers have, that includes air-to-air missiles coming from jets and helicopters. It pretty much makes the jet game for you, if you're running both of those specs, purely based on the cannon. And the cannon, while the missiles, the unguided rockets, and the air-to-ground missiles are all useful, the cannon is always, always, always going to be your bread and butter. And if you do not become proficient with the cannon, you cannot become proficient with the jets themselves. Here I thought I could actually destroy the AA gun on the carrier itself. I was not aware that it was indestructible, and I get myself shot down. And so rather than wait to respawn, I steer it towards the ground, eject, and I realize, you know what? I don't necessarily trust anyone else on my team to do as good of a job in the jet as I do, and I make kind of a selfish move, and I suicide in preparation for spawning on the jet, because that's really the only way you're going to get the jet back, and I do get it back. So the cannon is your bread and butter, and if there's one niche that the jets actually have, it is in fact the raw speed and the ability to attack just about anywhere on the map at any given time. Obviously the primary role is to take out enemy aircraft, helicopters, Secondary is to go after their tanks. They're not necessarily a threat to you, but they are a threat to the ground forces, as you well know. And how many times have you been on the ground and an enemy tank is just smashing you, and you're like, where are the engineers? Where are the jets? Where are our tanks? How is this guy sitting here destroying our faces, and we have all these things that can be attacking it right now? Well, that's definitely when the jets should be coming in, if you have one, because the cannon absolutely wrecks. It wrecks anything you can get a beat on. I don't even think it takes the entire stream, and you can take out a T-90 and Abrams. A lot of the weapons in this game are not effective against certain things. The Jet's cannon is effective against everything if you know how to use it correctly. And I'm not trying to suggest that the missiles are somehow useless or underpowered or anything like that, but once everyone has flares, or if the enemy has, especially the combo I have right now, stealth and flares, the chances of you actually shooting him down with a missile is very low, and you're going to have to go after him with the cannon. This, being rushed right here, you obviously, as I mentioned, you only get one jet per side, and these are attack aircraft. I don't know if everyone is aware of that. The Sukhoi 25 Frogfoot, that guy is toast. Sukhoi 25 Frogfoot is an attack aircraft from Russia, the A-10 Thunderbolt, or you may affectionately choose to call it the Warthog, many of its pilots do, is another attack aircraft, so that's why it's called the A for attacker, 10. The fighters appear in Conquest, which is obviously the Hornet. You can see it on my screen right now as I unlocked the guided missiles, and I haven't really used them yet, so I can't really say if they're good or bad, but I'm thinking rockets are still going to be superior in most ways, if you can spot the things on the ground. Of course, the Recon has the SOFLAM, or whatever. I'm going to call it the SOFLAM. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be called, but it's for locking onto vehicles for both javelins, jets, helicopters, things of that nature. And there's no free look on consoles like there is on PC, so your external view and spotting enemies is going to be extremely, extremely critical. And this is another example. Even if I'm not destroying the enemy vehicles, at least be doing something. Disabling them, especially disabling them in the water on the way there, is very, very helpful to your team. And I haven't really spoken on this yet. I absolutely love the jets in this game, if you can't already tell. I love the jet play so freaking much. You have no idea. And I think it's partially because when you're on the ground, there's a high element of, oh, that happens so often, the guy just crashes. There's a high element of luck involved, whereas when you're in the air, usually the smarter and the better pilot will win and come out on top. I am quite proud of this last sequence. I timed the spawn of the enemy jet. He appears in front of me. Don't even get in the jet, bro, Chacho. Don't even get in the jet at all. You are destroyed, still on the runway that is on the carrier. Not sure if that's technically called a runway. So I'm like, man, that felt good to get that guy before he even got in the air. I don't even think it's cheap either, because you're going to see that in game battles and anything else, whatever competitively this game turns out to be. And if the rockets don't do the trick, switch to the cannon and finish him off. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good. 2 attack passes, 2 kills, 2 vehicles destroyed. Let's see what we can do here. Well, apparently, some guy on the other team thought he was going to be cute, park the Humvee on the side of the hill and shoot the 50 cal into our base. And I said, I think not, sir. Enjoy your rockets. So now I'm feeling even better about this jet, because I just made 3 passes, 3 kills, continuing to deny the enemy. Well, what's one thing they have left? Well, they have the other Abrams right here. And once again, if the rockets don't do the trick, the cannon will. Double kill. 4 passes, 5 kills. I'm liking this right now. I even have to check my score. Check me out, dog. I'm doing awesome. And so now, typically it takes 2 good attack passes after you destroy an enemy jet for the jet to respawn, but I just made 3. And what that means is he's not on the carrier anymore. He's already airborne, so I gotta go find him. Let's take a left turn here, and someone on my team, which I love, was nice enough to spot him for me, and I can easily pick him out of the mayhem in the ground. Except at this point, the end game music is starting to play. They're down to 3 tickets. They're down to 2 tickets. They do get an arm, and I'm thinking to myself, I've got to down this guy right now, or I'm not going to get the kill. And I don't really have a sequence on my computer where I am more embarrassed about my performance than right now. I have such a difficult... I'm not going to get this guy except... Boom. Do you see that puff of smoke? Someone on my team was nice enough to hit him with an SA-18 launcher as an engineer, so now he's actually vehicle disabled. And I'm still having a hard time getting him. Am I gonna get him? Am I gonna get him? Time's running out. Poof! Did I get him? Did I get him? There was a huge puff of smoke and an explosion. Let's check the scoreboard. Oh, yeah. I got him. 10-1, baby. MVP for the team in the jet. And I'm not necessarily bragging, but I do think that's pretty good. I do think I can brag on myself a little bit. I'm sure that's not the most common occurrence in the jet, is getting MVP for your team. And so I am quite proud of it. I hope you have enjoyed this gameplay. Please, if you have any questions on the jets, feel free to ask me. I'm no expert, and I'm certainly not the best there is, but I do feel like I'm probably much better than average. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please don't forget to give it a like if you feel that it deserves it. Have a nice day, and I will see you next time.